Okay, welcome to our classroom. First, let us start with a prayer. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Lord Jesus, I pray today that you multiply your grace on me, subtract and take away all of my sins by your mercy you have shed on me. Add to my awareness a better understanding of your will for me in my life. I will divide my blessings and grace with those that are not as fortunate as I am. In your perfect and most holy name, I come to you, Jesus, and ask these things. Amen. Hello everyone, again, I'm your teacher in grade 7 Mathematics, Maria Eliza Nunez. And we are on our week 6, quarter 2. Here is the objective. The only objective for our week 6 is to use models and algebraic methods to find the product of two binomials, product of the sum and difference of two terms, square of a binomial, cube of a binomial, and product of a binomial and a trinomial. So let us start with square of a binomial. So for the first example, we have quantity a plus b is squared. So the first thing you need to do there is to square this. We can call it as the first term. Square the first term, which is a. Then after that, you multiply a and b. Then multiply it to 2. Then for the final or the last term of your answer will be the square of our last term on the given. So here is how it looks. So you have a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Again, it will look like this. Square the first term of the given. So you have a squared. How do I get the 2ab? I just multiply the a and the b, then multiply to 2. Always remember to multiply the middle term by 2. Then next is, for your last term of the final answer, is to square the last term of the given, and that is b squared. Let us have another example. So we have quantity 2x plus 3 squared. Again, we will square the first term. Then 2x times 3 times 2. Then we have the 3 squared. So this should be the solution. Let me show you the solution. And that's the solution. So you have 2x squared plus 2, then times the 2x times the 3 plus the 3 squared. The last term should be squared. Then 2x is square. Remember to put that in a parenthesis. So you're not going to be confused if you just write 2x squared without the parenthesis. So 2x in a parenthesis then squared will give you 4x squared. That's the difference when you put out the parenthesis. Then we have 2x times 3. You can start with those that are in the parenthesis before you multiply it on the outside. So 2x times 3 will give you 6x. Multiply to our 2 will give you 12x. Then for the last term will be the 3 squared, meaning 3 times 3 will give you 9. So your final answer will look like this. 4x squared plus 12x plus 9. Okay, another thought here is for your final answer on the middle term, it's not always positive. It depends on the given. If the given has negative sign, so therefore your middle answer should have a negative sign. Like this third example of us, we have quantity x minus 2y squared. So first again, you will square the first term. You can put it out in a parenthesis because it doesn't have any number. The number there is just 1, so it doesn't matter. Then after that, you will multiply the x minus 2y, then multiply it again to 2, always for your second term or middle term of the final answer. Then for the last term, you will have negative 2y squared. Again, put it in a parenthesis because it has a numerical coefficient. So you're not going to get confused. So this is the solution. So you have x squared plus, I use plus always, then just put the sign of that given on a parenthesis. So I will not get confused. So we have x squared. Again, you can put it in a parenthesis. You can just write it. Doesn't matter. Then we have 2 times x times negative 2y. So let us multiply this first. Those that are in the parenthesis. We have x times negative 2y will give us negative 2xy. Remember, your letters should be arranged alphabetically. So you have negative 2xy multiplied to our positive 2 will give us negative 4xy. So that will be your middle term. Next is negative 2y. Again, if it has a numerical coefficient, write it in a parenthesis before you squared. Negative 2y squared will give us, since it is squared, negative times negative will give us positive, so that will be 4y squared. So your answer should be x squared minus 4xy plus 4y squared. In short, your first term and last term will always be positive, while on the middle term of your final answer will depend on the sign of your given. Let us move on to square of a trinomial. So we have on a parenthesis again, a plus b plus c. This time it has 3 terms. That's why square of a trinomial. So in here, you will square the first term, square the second term, square the third term. Then next is multiply the a and b and multiply it to 2. Always, because it is square. Then multiply the a and c, then multiply it again to 2. Then lastly, multiply the b and c and multiply it again to 2. So this is how it looks. Your answer will look like this. Square our first term, which is a squared, square our second term, which is b, so that is b squared, square our third term, which is c, so that is c squared. Then multiply our first and second term, a and b, then multiply it to 2, so you have 2ab, again alphabetical. Then multiply the first and the third, so you have ac, multiply by 2, that is 2ac. Then next, final term, b times c, second times third. Then multiply to 2, so you have 2bc. So your final answer will be that long. A squared plus b squared plus c squared plus 2ab plus 2ac plus 2bc. So that's the pattern on how you get that answer. Another example, we have 2x plus y minus 3z squared. Don't mind this division sign here. 2x plus y minus 3z squared. How about if it looks like this? So let me show you the solution first, or explain first. Again, we will square the 2x, but when we square that, it should be in a parenthesis because it has a numerical coefficient 2. So for us to not get confused. So 2x, put it in a parenthesis, then write the squared, plus the y squared. Yan, it can be written already without the parenthesis. Then minus our 3z squared, in a parenthesis again, plus 2 times 2x times y, plus 2 times 2x times negative 3z, plus 2 again times y times negative 3z. So this is how it looks your solution. Yan. That's how long your solution will look like. 2x squared plus y squared. Always remember, I put the plus sign before the parenthesis for us to not get confused that it is a plus sign and the negative is for the algebraic expression that we have. So we have plus, parenthesis again, negative 3z squared plus 2 times 2x times y plus 2 times 2x times negative 3z plus 2 times y times negative 3z. I don't put the negative sign as a minus sign. So I just put it together in a parenthesis for me to not get confused. Okay, so our final answer would be 2x squared will give us 4x squared. Just copy the plus y squared. Then we have negative 3z squared will give us now the positive 9z squared. Then next is 2x times y will give us 2xy times the 2 will now give us 4xy. Then next we have 2x times negative 3z will give us negative 6xz. Multiply again by 2 will give us now negative 12xz. Then for the last term, we have y times negative 3z will give us negative 3yz. Multiply it again by 2 will give us negative 6yz. Let us take a look if that's the answer. Again, our final answer will look like this. 4x squared plus y squared plus 9z squared plus 4xy minus 12xz minus 6yz. Again, it should be arranged in alphabetical order. Next, let us move on to sum and difference of two terms or two binomials. Okay, when we have sum and difference of two binomials, we can use just multiply the first term to first term, last term to last term, then that will be your final answer. So this is the easiest special product. So we have a times a will give us a squared, positive b times negative b will give us negative b squared. So therefore our answer will be a squared minus b squared, and its answer is always minus. A squared minus b squared or whatever, your sign will always be negative in the middle. Another example, we have x plus 2y times x minus 2y. So you have x times x, then then we have 2y times negative 2y. So x times x will give us the x squared. 2y times negative 2y will give us negative 4y squared. So that's it. That's how simple our sum and difference of two binomials. Next, another example. We have 2a squared minus 3b times 2a squared plus 3b. So just multiply the 2a squared to 2a squared will give us 4a to the fourth. So it not always give us the squared. It depends on the given question. So since it is squared times squared already, so your answer now is 4a to the fourth. Then multiply the negative 3b to positive 3b will give us negative 9b squared. So that's your answer, 4a to the fourth minus 9b squared. Next, how about if it looks something like this? X plus quantity 3a minus 2, then another x minus 3a minus 2. So it will a little bit confusing, but you will just apply the same process. Let me show you. So you have x times x will give us x squared. Then you will have 3a minus 2 times 3a minus 2. So you just write negative, x squared negative, then put it first, your 3a minus 2 in a parenthesis. 3a minus 2 is squared. Then apply your square of binomial before. So just copy the x squared first, then minus, then apply our square of binomial. So we have 3a. So I just 3a times 3a will give me 9a squared. Then next is 3a times negative 2 will give me negative 6a times 2 will give me negative 12a. Then for the last term is negative 2 times negative 2 will give me positive 4. So this is how it looks. Yan. So I already tell you the final answer, but this is the next step in writing it. So x squared minus, put a bracket before, since you already used the parenthesis inside, therefore your last is the bracket. So 3a squared plus 2 times 3a times negative 2 plus negative 2 squared. In short, this number 4 example is a combination of our sum and difference of two binomial together with the square of binomial. So have it this way, x squared minus, put it again in a parenthesis first so that you will not get confused. X squared minus 9a squared minus 12a plus 4. Since I don't see anything that can be combined anymore, so just delete the parenthesis for our final answer. And just combine all together. X squared minus 9a squared plus 12a minus 4 will be your final answer. You might be questioning, Mom, why does the sign of those inside the parenthesis change? Because this minus is to be multiplied to the sign of those inside. So if this 9a squared is positive, when you want it out in the parenthesis, it will become negative. And the negative will become positive. The same with our positive 4 will become negative. So that's our last example for sum and difference of two binomial. But this last example is a combination with square of binomial. Next is cube of a binomial. So we have a plus b cube. So it has a pattern also. So the first term should be multiply, or it should be cube. So if we have a, just cube it so that it'll just cube that, then it will be a cube for your first term in your answer. Then for the second term in your answer, multiply again the a, b. But this time, the a should be squared. Square the a, multiply to b, multiply to 3 for your second term. For the third term, because it will have 4 terms for your final answer, for the third term, this time, just copy the a, but square the b, then multiply to 3. Since that is cube, so on the square, we just multiply it to 2. On the cube, we will multiply it to 3. Then, for the final term, b cube. So that is the final term. So this is how it looks. You have a cubed plus 3a squared b plus 3ab squared plus b cubed. Again, this is how I do it. Square the first term, which is a. I rather cube the first term, which is a. You have a cube. Then square the first term this time, multiply it to b. So you have a squared b. Multiply it to 3. So I have 3a squared b. Next, we have 3 times a times square of the second term. So you have 3ab squared. Then for the final term, you have cube the last term. You will have b cube. So again, it has a pattern. And if it is positive, your given is positive, so all your answer will be positive sign. But if it becomes negative, your answer will be alternately positive, negative, positive, negative. The sign of your answer will be like that. Let us have another example. We have quantity 2x plus 3y cube. So let us put a numerical coefficient this time. So 2x, put it in a parenthesis, then cube, plus our 3 times 2x times 3y with a parenthesis. They are separate 2x and 3y, plus 3, I forget, the 2x should be squared. Then plus 3 times 2x, this time times 3y is squared. Then for the last term, 3y cube. So this is how it looks. 2x cube plus 3 in a parenthesis again times 2x squared, parenthesis again, 3y plus 3 times 2x times 3y is squared plus 3y cube. And don't forget the parenthesis. Parenthesis is important in our separation of those number. So 2x cube, so that means 2 times 2 times 2. So that will give us 8x cube. Then, if you're getting confused since there's so many number on our second term, just have it this way. Square this first, the 2x. So you have 2 times 2 will give us 4x squared. So I will now have 4x squared to be multiplied to my 3y. So 4 times 3 will give me 12x squared y to be multiplied again to my 3. That will give me 36x squared y. Then for our third term, again, to not be confused, just square this first. 3 times 3 will give me 9y squared, because y should be squared again. 9y squared. Then, that to be multiplied to 2x will give me 18xy squared. Then, to be multiplied to our 3 will give me 54xy squared. Then, for the next one, we have 3y cube. That is 3 times 3 times 3 will give me 27y cube. So your final answer will look like this: 8x cubed plus 36x squared y plus 54xy squared plus 27y cube. And next, how about if it looks like this? The other one doesn't have a variable. So we have quantity 3a minus 2 cube. So again, cube our first term. So put it in a parenthesis, then write the cube. So that is 3a cube plus, no, minus, since it should be alternate. This is what I say, when your given is negative, it should be on your final answer is an alternate sign. Positive, negative, positive, negative. This time we follow that as a pattern. So 3a cubed minus 3, square our first. So you have 3a squared times the 2. You might be wondering, Ma'am, why don't you write negative inside that parenthesis? I already put that out. Your negative is already outside the parenthesis. And in here, even though I put the negative sign in here, doesn't matter because I will square it. It will still remain positive. So, we have 3a cubed. 3 times 3 times 3 will give me 27a cubed. Then again, start with this. Always start with those that are squared before you multiply to another and multiply to another. So, you're not going to be confused. So, you have 3a squared. So, 3 times 3 is 9. 9a squared. So, you have 9a squared times 2 will give us 18a squared times negative 3 will give us negative 54a squared. Then, for the third term, you have 2 squared. So, 2 times 2 is 4 times 3 times 3a will give me 12a times 3 will give me 36a. Then, minus our 2 cube, which means 2 times 2 times 2 will give us negative 8. So, this is your answer. 27a cubed minus 54a squared plus 36a minus 8. So, as how I show you those solution on your learning task 1 and learning task 2, which is on the page 27 of your module, I want you to show also the solution. And for the answer key, it's already there in your module. If there is some correction, just chat me for the answer key. So this is learning task 1, page 27. This is only 1 to 6. Actually, some of here in learning task 1 has already been given as an example. And our learning task 2, page 27 again. It is 1 to 15. Show your solution. After you answer the learning task 1 and learning task 2, of course, you will make your documentation of reflection. So you can choose video blog, narrative post, photojournal, or to your preferred reflective mode of documentation. Just don't forget to say or write that I learned that, I realized that, I will do. And for that, we can finally say, madaling-madali ang math, as simple as that. Once again, I'm your grade 7 mathematics teacher, Maria Eliza Nunez, now signing off.